Love them knives here again. Of course, we got to talk about a TwoSun knife. Why not the TS114? It's all different. Thanks for coming by to look at my TwoSun knife here, the TS114. Got this on eBay, like every other guy out there bidding away. Time to ambush. Time to get me a 114. Got to put it in my hands. Strange looking knife, isn't it? Who is this guy? This ain't Night Morning, is it? It's Knight's Edge. Knight's Edge Blade Works. I'll give you the link to his Instagram. Oh, gee, that looks familiar. Right? In collaboration with Storm Knives. And who does things like that? This really looks familiar. That looks like a Tuyaknife. Kind of like a Tuyaknife Cebu. Michael Atorma, huh? Oh, yeah, he lives on the island of Cebu in the Philippines. Good name for a knife. In any case, so collaborative, yes. Do they give you the model numbers when you buy one of these? No, you write it down on your own. Better keep track. And like Knight's Edge and Michael Atorma, there you go. Supposedly, the Aranea... Let me give you this. I mean, this is a different kind of knife. This is a multi-collaborative, crazy G10 D2 knife. There you go. Big old hoss. Great action. KVT, pivot, bearings. Lots of jimping. Linerlock. I believe this is titanium. Backspacer. And pocket clip, because guess what? Well, yeah, of course you got a liner in here, right? But reach out here, nothing. Okay, nothing. Yeah, you can reach through here and get to those liners and stuff, but there's nothing here. And then yeah, this, yes. You move down here, no, and it almost falls away from here, but then it starts sliding off, and then it gets these steel liners here. But these are non-magnetic, I'll tell you that right now. So, bought mine, just like everybody else. Here you go, TwoSun Knives, or DWin99 is the other one. And guess what? Same seller, basically two different sites. A 99.8% with 18,000 transactions, pretty crazy. Paid $50 for it, right? Did I get ripped off? I don't think so. I thought it was a hell of a buy. Caleb Fetchner. Now, maybe he's Knight's Edge. So that's all I could figure. 220 millimeters, so 22 centimeters long. There you go. Closed length. Blade thickness, almost 4 millimeters. Blade length, 90 millimeters. So that'd be 3.5 inches, basically 131 grams. G10, ceramic bearings, other. Kind of sharp. Well, let's find out. Is it sharp? Will it cut anything? Have we tested the D2 on the TwoSun knives? Anybody out there? Have you clicked on the link that we've been giving you with these tests? Well, if you haven't, you will click on that link that I'm going to give you in the description section. And you can go down the row, and I didn't print this. I'm not printing it all off, but I'm just giving you an example. We test knives. We have the HRCs. We give the actual blade steel, and it's a big old long thing that will stretch across here, and you know, you can check it out. But you can see the TwoSun knives we've tested. We will test others, but they've all tested good, as amazing as that may sound. They're not lying about their blade steel. The HRCs have looked good. So it looks like the heat treat on these. They're making a good knife. Go figure. How'd that happen? And at a great price. Some people are just waking up figuring this out. Others of us have known this for almost 2 years now or longer. So, and they have morphed quite a bit. Some of the knives, 2.5 years ago or so, early 2016, this and that, probably not the key to my heart in a lust button kind of way design thing, but anymore, they kicking it up a notch, and they got a bunch of collaborative guys in there, and they are getting her done right now. So it has really done a lot of growing. That's a cool knife, huh? Sharp, out of the box, come in a very simple nothingness box, and that's okay with me. I don't care. Seriously. And here you go. Check that out. 90 millimeters. Yeah, up to there. I mean, you get to the back of the choil, you got 100 millimeters. You got about a 4-inch blade. I mean, really, you get back to the cutting edge is longer than 90, correct? 92. So, yeah, is it a 3.5-inch blade? Yeah, kind of. 3 to 3.6 something, depending on how you roll. And then when you get out here, you're at 8 5/8 overall to the clear out the end of where you put your lanyard in, depending, 8 1/4. So, I don't know. 21 centimeters, something like that. Where's Fancy? Where are you, girl? So my paramilitary 2 should be close to the same size. Looks smaller, doesn't it? Hold on. Flip the aspect ratio here. Pivot to pivot. It's close. This one looks bigger still, doesn't it? And it depending on how you measure it, if you go clear out here to this tip to that tip, then yeah, it's a little bit longer than the paramilitary 2. Okay, so I'll give you that. Let's pull this and get a quick fix on how fat this thing in. 0.56 of an inch, 14.2 millimeters, 3.8. They weren't lying about that. And 0.15 something on the blade stock, so of an inch. So almost 4 millimeters, 3.8. There's your liner lock. Lockup is 30%, I'd say, at least. And there's the pass-through, which is a huge honking pass-through. Maybe a little overdone. Maybe they could have taken this side of this scale down a little bit lower, made this a little bit more discreet. I mean, they didn't have to leave, a 20-foot crater across there for your thumb to get there. I'm old, but I ain't that old. But, it's definitely accessible, that's for sure. Easy to disengage. And you got to watch this thing when this thing swings around, because it might come to bite you. See how that flipper tab disappears real quick? Well, then here comes the blade. And the blade ain't going to be nice. So be careful how you do that, how you disengage that. But the drop is really good. The action on this, let me push it past the detent ball. Well, for a $49 worker knife with D2, the blade is different, kind of grinds. So, it's almost got a harpoonish looking thing at the end, but a late harpoon deal. It's got some belly on this blade. Tall grind, should slice well, actually, And, of course, you got, it's a flipper, so here's your contact patch, but really, it should be pretty good for a lot of different chores. And a reinforced tip here for piercing, so that's pretty rugged. Here, can you go forward? Yeah, because look at this front choil. It's like you can just trigger back on this flipper tab and go up on this jimping like that. Really, that's comfortable, but look at this. I've got a boatload of handle left, so if you got big hands, you're in good shape. You really are. Here, I'm going to back it up right here. Get behind this. Still, that's a lot there. Reverse grip. See, I'm reaching to try and get that pommel. That's a long, let me do this again. I know the PM2's got a 5-inch. Well, there you go. I mean, that's even longer than the Paramilitary 2 handle. And I think this handle is a big, long handle. So this one is big. Not that necessarily this handle length here demonstrates anything particular. You're really talking about this area. But, I mean, you can see I've got a lot of extra room, especially when I go forward like this for close quarters cutting tasks like that. I do like the fact they've done this backspacer. Look at the jimping back here. That's meaningful. If it's going to get you anywhere, it's going to get you back in here. It's a little late to the party. It's not exactly up in here, but okay. Can you think you can get some 550 paracord through there for a lanyard? God, I'd hope so. I mean, like about 5 strands of it. Whew. I mean, that's a lot. Then you got 2 nice machine screws holding that pocket clip in. I've thrown it in my pocket and it was okay. I mean, it looks like it'd be a little stiff here, but it actually functioned fine for me in jeans. How heavy is it? Well, let's figure that much out right now. 133 grams, 4.7 ounces. Not that heavy. Not considering how big it is. It's an ounce heavier than the Paramilitary 2. It's a different kind of design. It's, you know, kind of got this thickness here, narrows out, flares out here at the end off here, where the backspacer continues the flow of this knife out here, even though the scale cuts down through here. Interesting. But it gets over the detent ball very quickly. The problem is I'm trying to get my finger up here where I can control that lock bar or that flipper tab to where the knife doesn't swing down. This one, for some reason, isn't just flying down to get my finger, so I can break it loose without worrying about the edge coming to get me. See how that goes? Not bad. I haven't had it swing around and hit me yet, but I haven't got too enthusiastic with it either. But see how your liner is embedded in the scales here? All right, on both sides. No skeletonized liners here. They're solid, which probably fine for at least for the lock bar side in any case. And obviously, it's not all that heavy. It's under 5 ounces. Nicely machined pivot, if you've noticed. Should be easy to sharpen all the way down here. Kind of some nice little design, features here. Milling on the G10. Giving you a couple of different levels. And if you can see the pattern here. So there's texturing on the G10. Check it out on the other side. But interesting that they did this milled backspacer and pocket clip, huh? Go figure, on a $50 G10 shooter, huh? That's something else. Kind of, you know what? This is kind of like, I know some people don't like this TwoSun logo and everything. I think it's kind of cult classic now. I mean, isn't that strange? I think there's going to be like a cult following of the TwoSun. I mean, with that kind of logo. Someday they'll look back and go, yeah, remember when they had the original logo on them? That kind of thing. I don't know. I just think they're trick. I like the TwoSun knives. Man, they're good. At a value. And, I know the bidding on eBay, it's kind of crazy. Don't know why they want to sell them that way, really, to a degree. It's maybe ingenious in a way, kind of invites you to come in and bid, get you involved in that process. On the other hand, their cost must be somewhat significant to sell their knives. I mean, I know I sell mine on eBay. It's 10%. They get 10% cut. So, wow. I don't know what TwoSun pays. Obviously, they do a lot more volume, and this is, centered up. I didn't take it apart. No blade play, no lock rock. Feels good in the hand. I like the ergos, except, reverse grip is a little bit of a reach for me. But, yeah, I can do that. So, yeah. Should be good and usable. I don't see anything wrong unless you just don't like the design. If you don't like the design, you don't like the design. I get that. This is one of those, I think, that you will either love or just not like it at all. But there are choices out there. And in summation, like Sebastian Erdogan design, of course, a Wong design, right? This TS81. Is that sweet? How about the 107? Is this the 107? 107, go to heaven. Right there. And 81, having fun. This is like my all-time favorite right here. Love that knife. Oh, another one. Of course, night morning design. Check this out. The 100. Yeah. M390. Integral. Love the way they did this Tucson down here. That is kicker. And another Wong design, the TS68. Just a little mini front flipper. Like this. How cool is this? How trick is it? With M390. Might send this in, check the HRC and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to test every damn TwoSun knife that comes through here. It's just getting boring. They're so good. They're too good. When is it? We just have a lot of fun with the TwoSun knives. I don't know. There's so many good quality knives in the world. Why? Why am I so enthralled with the TwoSun knives? They're just a damn good deal for the money. And all these different designers, right? Wong and Night Morning and Night's Edge and Atoma and Erdogan and whatever. I mean, it's just, guys that make knives for Tuyaknives, right? Cool knife here. Had to put in a plug. I love the Cebu. In any case, yeah, digging them. Thank you so much for hanging out. I dragged you through, didn't I? Hopefully, the edited version will not be 18 minutes. We'll see what we can cut. Until then, we're just having fun here. Love Them Knives channel. Thank you so much for hanging out. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.